Hello friends, welcome to Miss Debbie's STEM class. I'm so happy you're here to join me, and Coco is especially happy that you're here to join us. Today we are going to have lots of fun talking about the gingerbread man, and we're going to be building the gingerbread man a house. Doesn't that sound exciting? Yes, it does. Well, before we get started, let's sing our hello song. Are you ready, Coco? Here goes. 1, 2, 3. It's time to wave our hands and say hello, hello. It's time to wave our hands and say hello, hello. I'm so glad that you are here. Are you ready to have some fun? Let's smile and wave our hands and say hello, hello friends. Well, today Coco brought a really fun book with him, and he wants us to read it because it is about his friend, the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man has always been known to run really, really fast, and no one can catch him except for the big bad wolf. But in this story, the gingerbread man gets away because we are going to build him a house. Look at that. All the gingerbread man needs is a house, and he won't keep running. And Coco knows what it's like to run because Coco's a really fast runner. Aren't you, Coco? Yes, he is. So Coco wants us to get started by reading our book, and then we're going to have fun doing some really exciting STEM activities. I'll see you in a minute. The Gingerbread House, written by Laura Gia West. See all the houses here on the tree? And all the gingerbread people? Here goes. It's winter. It's time. Who's baking? Who's singing? Do you hear that sweet sound? Get the oven. It's dinging. Ding, ding. With eyes made of raisins and buttons of chips, he opened his eyes and he wiggled his hips. Can you wiggle your hips like the gingerbread man? There he is. I'm alive! I'm alive! He chanted and pranced, then broke out into a happy hip-hop dance. Can you dance like the gingerbread man? Go on and grab him. Just try and you'll see. He's the fastest around with a speeding degree. There he goes. He's fast. He can moonwalk on shelves. He can can down the tree. Do the twist with the elves. Chicken dance till he's free. Wee, yippee, woohoo. How do you stop him? What can you say? Build me a house, then maybe I'll stay. Oh, maybe he'll stay if we build him a house. A gingerbread house made of candy and icing, but above all sweets, it must be enticing. Top real estate, which you can display when all of your guests come on holiday days. I'll just move in if it's up to my par. Is it too much to ask for a gingerbread car? Wow, he really wants a lot. Now Dasher, now Prancer, now Gumdrops and Mints, to the top of the roof. Hey, see the footprints? Someone moved in. Guess who's in the house? Can you see who's in that house? Is that the gingerbread man? If the gingerbread man was spared by the mouse, come holiday mornings, a sweet gift will be there. As a thanks for him feeling so safe in your care. Everyone wants me, but to you I will vow that I will be back, but you can eat me now. A yummy gingerbread cookie. He said that you can eat him now. The magic has vanished. He'll come back next year if you choose to build him a new house with your cheer, but bigger and stronger and better, or he'll just go next door. You don't want that, do you? You're not a bore. So what have you learned? Gingerbread could be caught. They're so tired from running that they just want to squat. There he is. He's so tired from running. You can catch flies with honey and cookies with lodging. So there's nothing in the world the gingerbread man could be dodging. 'Tis the season for giving, it's better by far. After all, home is where all the cookies are. The end. Well, that was a really great book, Coco. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And now we are going to get together and we are going to see if we can make a super strong gingerbread house for the gingerbread man using 3 different shapes. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, welcome back to our STEM portion of our video. We are going to be making a pretend gingerbread house using paper, and we're going to be folding the paper into different shaped columns. We are going to check and see which shape is the strongest, which shape can hold the most books on top. So we want to make a super duper strong house for our gingerbread man. You're also going to need some tape and some books, preferably books that are close in size. Miss Debbie has a lot here that are the same size, but you can have bigger books. Just whatever books that you have on hand, we can test and see how many books your shape column can hold. Miss Debbie has included instructions on how to make each of the columns, and I've also included a sheet to record how many books each shape held. So first off, I am going to teach you how to make your shaped columns. And like I said, you're going to need some paper. If you just have printer paper, that'll work as well. Miss Debbie has some construction paper here. And the first shape that I'm going to make is our square. And in order to do the square, you're going to need to fold your paper into 4 equal parts. To do that, you're going to have it the long way here, and you're just going to fold it in half. Just like that. Now you're going to open it, and you're going to fold each side in half as well. You're going to take the end of the paper and line it up with the middle, the crease that you just made in the middle from folding it, and you're going to run your fingers along that to make a seam. So now you have 1, 2 pieces. You're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to take your piece of paper over, have it meet the crease in the middle, and you're going to fold it. Just like so. Now what you're going to do is fold it back here so 2 of the pieces are meeting, and here you're going to tape it. Now the important part of this experiment is to tape it on both ends and in the middle. So you're going to get it as close to you can as the end, at the end. And you're going to put another piece here in the middle. And then another piece here at this end. Now what you're going to do is you are going to pinch this a little bit to make fold your crease again. So it's a perfect square, just like that. Now what Miss Debbie does is put a little bit of tape on the inside too, just to reinforce it and hold it a little bit better. So you can just put a little piece of tape right here, fold it over like that, and flip it over, and do the same thing. Put a little bit of tape right here, fold it over, just like that, and then you're going to squeeze it again to make the crease. And there is our square cylinder, our square shape column. Now what we're going to do is make a triangle. And making our triangle means that we need to have 3 sides that are the same. So we're going to make it into 3 equal parts. And to do that, you can use a ruler if you'd like and measure out 3 sections that are about maybe 3.5 inches each. Or you can just use your eye, it doesn't have to be exact. And fold it over. Make a little bit of a crease. fold this piece over and line that up. Make a little crease there as well. Okay, now we're gonna open it back up again, and you have two pieces that are gonna meet right here. What you're going to do is line it up. You can squeeze the pieces together like this. Just like that. Squeeze it a little bit. And you're just gonna put a little bit of tape on one side and fold it over onto the other side. You may need the help of a parent or a grown-up to help you with this. One can hold it and one can tape it. It's definitely a two-person job. And I'm gonna put this one as close to the edge as I can. Parents, if you find that this part might be a little bit too frustrating for your child, maybe you could have the shapes ready before we do the experiment. And last but not least, we're gonna put a little bit of tape right here and fold that one over. Now we're gonna do the same thing. There's our triangle, and we're going to reinforce the inside as well. So just like I did with the square, I'm gonna put a little bit of tape on the inside here and fold it over. And just fold my crease. Flip it over. Tape on the inside. Doesn't have to be perfect. Fold it over and fold the crease. Now we have our triangle column. Last but not least, we are going to make our circle shape, which is called a cylinder. And we are going to just roll our paper. So we're just going to tuck it in a little bit here and keep rolling it and rolling it. Tap it on the top so that the pieces lay up against each other. Then you're going to put a piece of tape on one end and tuck it over. Then flip it over, put a piece of tape on this end. And you're definitely going to need a piece of tape in the middle, like we have with the others as well, just to give it some extra strength. Now what Miss Debbie's going to do is I'm going to reinforce that on the inside, just like I did with the square and the triangle. And you're going to look for the piece of paper that ends right here. And you're going to tape that down to the other piece to the same piece of paper, but you're going to hold it down. Now you're going to flip it over. On the other side, you see this piece of paper that's a little bit loose right there. You're going to put some tape on that so that it attaches to itself. And now we have our cylinder. So now comes the fun part. We are going to get our column result sheet, and we are going to test our columns to see which one will be the strongest and make the best house for our gingerbread man. So you can choose whatever one you'd like to start with. Miss Debbie's going to start with the square. I'm going to put these two on the side here, and I'm going to start with the square, and I'm going to guess how many books I think my square will hold. I'm going to say that my square may hold 6 books. Okay? Now you guess a number in your head too and see if you're right. Okay? All right, so here goes. Now when you do this, you have to put your books on gently and put them in the center. So you don't want your book halfway like this or halfway like this or like this. You want to gently put it down on the top. So there's 1. Now Miss Debbie said 7, right? Okay, so here we go. 2, 3, you can count with me, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so it was kind of close. So I am going to take my pen here. I'm going to find my square, and I am going to put 5. 5. And my guess was 7, okay? So now we are going to choose another shape. And I am choosing to do my triangle, okay? Now I'm gonna guess, since the square was 5, I'm gonna say that my triangle may hold 4. So Miss Debbie is going to put a 4 right here. 4 right here for my guess. Now we're gonna see how many will actually hold. Here we go. Guess your number. You got it? Okay, let's see. 1, Remember, we're gently putting it on in the center. Make sure it's even. 2. 2? Well, my triangle was weaker than my square. Wow. We have to get to work and find a strong house for this gingerbread man. Last but not least, let me put the 2 here. 2 is how many it actually held. So that's 2. So now we're going to try our cylinder with the circle at the end here. So if my square held 5 and my triangle held 2, I'm going to say that my cylinder is going to hold 4. What do you say? Do you have a number that you've chosen in your head? Okay, let's see if you're right. 1, 2, 3. Now I guess 4. Let's see if I'm going to be right. 4. Did you guess more than 4? Let's see if we're going to do it. 5. It's more than Miss Debbie guessed. Is it more than what you guessed? Let's see. 6. 7. Well, it looks like the cylinder is the strongest so far. 8. Oh my goodness, I wonder when it's gonna fall. 9. 10. Miss Debbie doesn't have any more books. Let's say I have a little Clifford book here. 11. I could go more if I had some, but I don't. So we're gonna say that it can hold more than 11 books. Now, why was the cylinder the strongest? Well, there's some science behind shapes, and the cylinder can support the most books because its walls don't have any edges. See here, the triangle has 3 edges. 1, 2, 3. How many edges does our square have? 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 edges. How many edges does a cylinder have? None. It's a circle. It keeps going around and around and around. The force of the books, it can't be concentrated in a particular edge. So the load is distributed evenly. In other words, all parts of the cylinder are sharing the load of the books. So it doesn't collapse like the other shapes collapse. So now that we're done testing our books on our cylinder, you can put some stickers on here or some crayons and draw some pictures on your cylinder gingerbread house for your gingerbread man. Now for our next activity, we are going to be working with some math words, and we are going to be using a gingerbread man. Miss Debbie has included a gingerbread man printable that I've sent home to you, and I've also included a measuring with the gingerbread man sheet. What you're going to need for this activity is just some various items throughout your house. You can get some of your toys. Miss Debbie has a sponge. I've got a Lego block here, a little wooden person, a little cube, a bear, and a gem. But you can grab whatever you want. Maybe 6 pieces. Make sure some of your pieces are bigger than the gingerbread man, okay? Now those are the words that we're going to be talking about. Smaller, the same, and bigger. Those are all math words. So the first thing that you're going to do is find some things that are smaller than the gingerbread man. Do you think this is smaller than the gingerbread man? Right here? That is smaller than the gingerbread man. Yes. How about this one? Is this smaller than the gingerbread man? Yes. So you get the idea. You are going to find some things that are smaller than your gingerbread man. Now the next thing is something that is the same size as your gingerbread man. So let's see if we can find something that's the same size as our gingerbread man. Miss Debbie is going to test our book here. It's the same size as the gingerbread man. So see if you can find something that's the same size as your gingerbread man. My book is too big to lie down flat, but I'm going to put it right here in my column. That's the same size as the gingerbread man. Now we're going to need something that is bigger than the gingerbread man. Can you find something that's bigger than the gingerbread man? Well, Miss Debbie knows that her column is bigger than the gingerbread man because it goes past the head here and past the legs. So it can cover the whole gingerbread man. It's bigger than the gingerbread man. So have fun with that activity. Just for fun, Miss Debbie has also included a gingerbread Play-Doh recipe that you can make at home if you have these ingredients, and a color by number gingerbread house, and last but not least, a color the cylinders to help the dog find her way to the bone. So we made cylinders today. These are what our cylinders look like. There's some right here, and you are going to color them to find your way from the dog to the bone. Have a lot of fun with those activities. Joining us today, reading our book, The Gingerbread House, and building a really strong house for our gingerbread man. We had so much fun with you, and before we say goodbye, let's sing our goodbye song. Here goes. 1, 2, 3. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. We've had lots of fun, my friends, and we'll do it all again. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Stay happy and healthy. Bye.